one very important question which I wanted to talk about was, what is the definition of a difficult question? So a difficult question which I defined was, which he was asking me was, what is the meaning of this question? So the question was, which of the following option, if false, will support the argument of the author? Now, this is a difficult question. Let me explain it again. I'll say this again. Which of the option, if proved false, supports the argument of the passage or argument of the author? So this is a two-step question. First of all, you have to go to the second step and find the argument of the passage or the main idea, which might be the argument. All right. So the argument of the passage, argument of the author, that you have to find. So if the argument of the author is that, all politicians are corrupt people, okay, or all politicians are bad people, huh? So that is the argument of the author. And you have to find anything which is false, which supports. So now from all the options, you have to invert them. You have to reverse all the options. And what kind of an option do you want? Anything which is saying that politicians are bad, or something which is proving that politicians are bad. So one option was saying that politicians are seen to always refuse money and never take any bribes. Now, if you reverse this option, always seen to refuse money and never take any bribes, reverse it, politicians are seen to always accept money and always take bribes. So this makes the politician a bad person, right? So this is the option we are looking for. So in this case, there was a three-step question. And you had to first find the argument. Then you had to think of what kind of an option am I looking for? Something which is proving X bad. Because X was bad was the argument. So then you find which option, when we turn over, creates the negativity in X. Okay. Now, similarly, as somebody was saying, that which of the following, if true, weakens? So yeah, now this is a more or less simpler question than the one that I was telling you. Which of the following, if true, weakens the argument? So this is like a pure critical reasoning, although the previous one was like also a critical reasoning question only. In this case, if you have got doubts, just do a few GMAT critical reasoning questions. This will improve. Okay, 5-10 questions from GMAT critical reasoning official guide. If you have that, surely will help you in this strengthening, weakening thing. Okay, so that is about your strengthening, weakening. Then there is another question which was asked to me last few days, was which option is an inference of the first line of the passage, or middle line of the passage, or last line of the passage? Now see, again, two-step question. You first read the first line or the middle line or the last line, whatever the question was. Understand what that line means. And then inference is thinking one step forward. I'll come to the assumption question after this. Somebody was asking me. So inference is one step forward, right? So if I'm saying that this is going to be a short session, right? And this is the first line. So what do you infer? That this session is not going to be long. Means it's not going to be a 1 hour session. It's not going to be maybe a 40-minute session also. It may be only a 20-25-minute session, right? So this is your inference. So inference is always one step forward. But when you come to the session and you have already seen the title of the session, which was saying tips for decoding the option elimination and how to select. I'm going to be talking about VRC. I'm talking about comprehension. That what to expect. That is your assumption. Okay. So assumption is what you are expecting when you come. You assume. So you've heard a lot about me. You assume Meenakshi ma'am is a good teacher. But then after the session, you feel, she was just average. Huh? That is your inference. But the expectation that you had when you came to the session was your assumption. All right. So I hope assumption and inference is clear now. Assumption is always there in your mind. You're already there. And so like you're assuming cat is going to be difficult because that's what everybody has told you. Then when you go into the cat, you will decide for yourself whether it was difficult or easy. That was your, that is going to be your inference. And finally, what comes out will be the conclusion. All right. So I hope it's clear. And right. So then for direct questions, in that case, you read the whole, so first read the question first. Read the question, go to the passage and already start noticing from where the question is taken. So you, in the first reading only, you will find that, okay, question number 1, which was a direct question, fact-based question, is talking. So if the question was about examples in the passage, you see that paragraph 2 has got examples and paragraph 3 has got examples. So when you go back to question number 1, which was about examples, you just go to paragraph 2 and 3, check your answer, have a mental answer, match it. That's how you solve direct questions. Okay. Main idea questions ke liye, if all the answers are from the passage, which they will be, main idea is why the passage is written. Now today's session, why am I taking this session? To tell you how to choose your question wisely and how to eliminate options wisely. So both the answers have to be there in the main idea, and if it was a summary question, both the options have to be there in the summary also. All right, so that is how you choose your main idea. But if I'm also talking about strategy of the mock, I'm also talking about how to get a 99 percentile, those are side ideas, which was not the focus of the passage, not the focus of the session. All right, so what is the purpose of the session? What is the purpose of the passage? What is the focus of the passage? What is the main argument of the passage? That is going to be your main idea. So just ask yourself, in your native language, जैसे I will ask myself in Hindi, क्यों लिखा है? Why has he written this? हाँ, क्यों लिखा है ये passage? क्या बताना चाह रहा है मेरे को? So you just ask that. हमको क्या बता रहा है ये? हाँ, so what is the passage telling me? Why has he written this? What is the purpose? As soon as you find it, that is the main idea. Or if it is an argumentative style, he's trying to prove something, that is the main idea plus the main argument also. Okay, so it's actually very simple. And now at this stage, when you've done your mocks, when you've done your papers, analyze kar lo usko. Somebody was asking me, only doing 70 to 20 is enough. At this stage, only that much you can do. You can't do much more. If you had asked me 6 months ago, I will say it was not enough. Next 3 days, it is enough. Anything more you really can't do. Okay, so analysis CAT paper se karoge to better rahega because you're giving the CAT exam. So, and the questions, you know that they are unambiguous, they are CAT papers, the options are correct, that's how it comes. So always pick and choose that and do your